Arizona's agricultural roots date back more than 4,000 years when native tribes grew gardens. Today, the industry generates tens of billions of dollars every year. To see what role automation plays in modern-day farming, we're here at the University of Arizona Maricopa Agricultural Center. According to the USDA, farming operations in the state span over 26 million acres. 2,100 of them make up the Maricopa Agricultural Center, where we met Pedro Andrade Sanchez, an engineer with the U of A College of Agriculture and Life Sciences.
Now we have these systems that we can change very important parameters.
He specializes in what's known as precision agriculture, which refers to farmers' increased use of technology to improve their efficiency. Machines tested here include a planter that can automatically adjust how deep it plants seeds based on data about a field's soil composition. How did growers do this prior to these types of technologies?
All mechanical drives. It was very simple, right? You just set a gear, put the seed on the hopper, and go. It was all uniform. And that is what precision ag has changed. We no longer look into uniform management of a field. We are site-specific management.
What comes after this? What's next?
Well, it's hard to say. We know that there is a strong emphasis on autonomous systems. I tend to think that that's still going to take many years before we see a fully autonomous system doing all this. We are seeing these systems providing that additional efficiency, but still no need right now to not have an operator, right? Now, I will say this, that operator needs increasing amounts of training, and that's another area of our work in precision ag, that we can provide that support for the grower and his or her workforce in the use of these systems.
In automation, there's a lot of fear that machines are replacing people. You're saying you still need a qualified person to run these systems.
Absolutely, yeah. And I don't see it as a displacement of labor. It's more a change in function, right? Because then labor is trained to do other things where that skill it's applied to a higher level.
Machines like this are more costly, but Andrade Sanchez considers it a worthwhile investment, saying growers reap long-term savings on seeds. Data used to program automated equipment is gathered by other machines like this mobile platform, outfitted with sensors, cameras, and navigation systems.
So we're collecting multispectral information, thermal data, so we take the temperature of the crops. That tells us about how the plant is performing in the heat, in the Arizona heat.
Engineer John Hune says the U of A was one of the first universities to utilize this type of platform and says it's now commonplace.
We're generating information using sensors to help the person who's managing the plants, who's managing the crops, to make better decisions, more informed decisions.
The platform can cover about 2 acres an hour and generate measurements on every plant in a field.
At the rate that we can cover the field with this machine and other machines like it, it's nearly impossible to measure with such high resolution and precision as opposed to a whole group of people trying to do those exact same measurements.
The benefits this type of data provides are both economical and environmental. When growers can narrow down problem areas in their fields, they can scale back on the amount of fertilizers or pesticides used to treat crops. Agriculture's increased use of automation and technology should come as no surprise to the industry. As Andrade Sanchez points out, it was predicted nearly 40 years ago by a professor at the University of California, Davis.
In 1981, he was making arguments based on the availability of microcomputers or computers for the general public.
So managing agriculture has shifted over the years.
Exactly.
Science technology has been maybe one of the driving forces.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Lorraine. And again, back to the question of how things have changed. We, in the general sense, in our farming systems in Arizona, we are more mechanized. We're using more information-intensive tools. But that's gradually. We're moving that, and we will continue to move gradually. And I happen to believe that that is actually a good thing. Consequences of a sudden change can be also negative. We want to be building for technology that really solves problems and helps our stakeholders in Arizona.